I believe you've had 14 sessions on the Brazilian, and then you've had 1 extra session, so 15 sessions on the underarms.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much.
That's it.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye now. Bye.
I've had 15 sessions. Why am I still going? Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna hop right in. It's a laser video. If you're new here, subscribe. If you've seen the other videos, cool. If not, go and watch the other 2 videos that I'll link, because I've done updates of 2 sessions after and then I think 6 months in. This is now a year and a half into starting laser. I'm not happy. From the other videos you would have seen I go to Laser Clinics UK and I get Brazilian and underarm. From my last video I've kind of said that, you know, like I'm kind of happy, but there's a few things as to like what to know before you do laser, and then also my experience specifically with Laser Clinics UK. As you would have seen from the beginning, I've had 15 underarm sessions and 14 Brazilian sessions. Hair growth, I can show you my armpit, which is a bit weird, but I haven't shaved in about 4 weeks, which was my last session. I'm wearing a sports bra, by the way. Yeah, this is what 4 weeks of growth looks like. So there's barely anything there, but you can still see there's still a few hair. Yeah, so there's still a few patches of hair, but like more or less bald, but like there is still some hair. Brazilian's also pretty bald. I'd say the middle bit there's like a little bit of hair, but I feel like that's always the bit that, like, you know, gets missed. In terms of experience, I think it's still similar in terms of what I mentioned. It's not the greatest experience, and it's very much you get what you pay for. I still believe that that's the case. I feel like every time I go, my experience is like getting worse. Like I dread going, and I think it's very unenjoyable. I do also think for like if I've had 14 underarm sessions and they say between 8 and 12 sessions for each, like why am I not fully bald yet? And before this session as well, I took like maybe like a 3-month gap before my last session, just because I was like I'm kind of over it, and the hair did start coming back, so that's why I was like, okay, let me quickly do another session. So I quickly did this session because I was like, I don't want to like fully get hair back. I don't really know what's going on with it, kind of thing. Cool. It's separately, another thing that I've noticed is when I go, like what setting am I having it on? And personally, I don't know if this is completely right, but I genuinely feel like Laser Clinics UK is low-key a scam. I don't know if all laser places are like this, or like maybe the budget ones are kind of like this, but I genuinely think that, so how, from what I've kind of researched, go up in level as you really get into it and as like your body starts to get rid of the hair. I went on a YouTube video, and this is like a woman who does laser, and it's a private woman, and she basically says that there's something called a fluence and a pulse, and this must be selected on an individual basis and depending on the type of laser. We usually recommend fluences are increased with treatment sessions, but pulse durations may also need to be adjusted. So basically the fluences are meant to go up, which is, I said, I guess the strength, as the sessions go up, as I guess your hair kind of goes away. And I genuinely felt with Laser Clinics, I don't think they do that. I think that sometimes they up it, or maybe they up it at the beginning. So as you're going on, like the first couple sessions it's up in, you know, your hair's getting less and less, and then I feel like somewhere in the middle it's like either they kept it the same, or I feel like they've dropped it a few sessions. I genuinely believe that's the case, because like there was some in the middle where I was going and I'm like, I'm still very hairy, like, or like it would kind of come back, and it was just like, what's going on, kind of thing. And then the session before my last session, I asked, I was like, hi, like what setting, do you know what setting I have it on? And she was just like, yeah. And then I didn't say anything. Then the last session I asked again, this was again a different person, because you get a different person each time. I was like, what setting is it on? Because how can I be getting laser and I'm getting something done and like I don't know what setting I'm on? Remember they use the ND YAG laser, again I would have said in my other video, but it has settings on. I'm like, what settings? So like if I was to ever go somewhere else, and you can't stop me going anywhere else, like I don't know what I've been doing, kind of thing. She was like, yeah, we're not allowed to discuss settings, but just know it's higher than last time. Why wouldn't you be allowed to discuss settings? Like what am I going to do with that number? Like really and truly, like that's why I was defo like, no, these people are not consistently upping it. So I'm not really happy in that regards. I think the machine itself is great. I think the Nd:YAG machine, again, it's for darker people, and I have seen definitely like results, but I think in terms of going there, I don't think it's worth it. If you haven't started laser, I think I'd advise against going to Laser Clinics. Therapy, again, I haven't been to therapy myself, but I kind of put laser clinics and therapy in the bracket of like the budget lasers, and they're probably the same, but obviously I don't know from personal experience. I just know about laser clinics. I would probably try and wait in terms of get your funds up and go to a private person or someone who really specializes it and knows what they're talking about. I also think a lot of the girls, like, it's like they're not fully trained, like they've just kind of had a little training course and then they just get thrown on, like they're not all specialists, which I think is also a bit concerning. I feel like there's some people who know a bit more, there's some people who don't, and again, you're getting a different person. In one of the sessions I've been to, I did mention that, you know, I'm still getting a lot of like growth kind of thing, or like it's kind of like coming back, and she was basically like, oh well, you know, everyone's top-up sessions are different, yours might be 3 months, someone else might be 6 months. And I'm like, if I have to do if I've done the whole course and my top-up sessions every 3 months, what is the point? I thought it would be something like, you know, like once a year, but I was just like, I don't really agree with what you're saying. I feel like you guys are, I don't know. And then a different woman, so this was I think the last session I went to, I was like, yeah, like I mentioned that again, you know, like I still have like quite a few hairs, and they're not thick, but like I'm still hairy and I've been going for time. And then she was like, do you have PCOS? And I was like, not that I know of. And then she was like, oh, you know, like there's lots of tests for it. And I'm thinking, babe, how can you just jump from my hairs aren't getting, like I still am hairy from the sessions, and just say, do you have PCOS? Like, I think that's such a like jump. Like, what are you saying? And like, even like in terms of PCOS, that's one symptom, being like more hairy because of the hormones, yada yada. But like, to jump and say, do you have PCOS? Because my, like, girl, what are you saying? You guys that are not really putting the levels up. I was just like, not that I know, like I don't, I'm pretty sure I don't. I'm sure I would have known by now. Do you really know what you're talking about? I feel like someone who's very well trained, I don't think that would be their first jump. Oh, do you have PCOS? Like, I don't think that's, so yeah, that was like left a bit of a sour taste in my mouth. Apart from that, they actually got going there. I genuinely think it's long every time I want to go. Like, it's just like, oh, it's a bit of a drag. And I feel like these kind of things, I feel like they're meant to be like, you know, kind of fun, and I just feel like it's very much one in, one out. Like, there's bare people that are trying to get through a day. But yeah, that's just my genuine experience, and I'm just, not that I'm trying to, you know, put the business down, but like, I'm gonna keep it real as well. So I go to the Luton laser clinics as well, but the Leicester one, I've also heard it's a very similar vibe, same type of vibe. So I think it's a laser clinics in general. I don't think it's specifically that one. So yeah, I'm loving the results, but I just think the experience has just been a bit not great. And then also it's just that I don't know how long these results are gonna last. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of give that further update in terms of my experience, to follow through and keep it real with you guys, because obviously I was saying some good things before, but like, this is like after I've been going for a while, so it's like, this is where I'm at. I also did want to say, like, going forward now, again, like my armpits are pretty bald, my Brazilian is like pretty bald, but it's a bit hairy, and it's been a month. So if the hair does come back, I'm not gonna lie, I might still be going there for now. Again, I don't love the experience, but I'm probably still gonna go, just to be completely honest. But I might go maybe like once every few months, and then really what I need to do is put the money aside, and I need to go to maybe a private place that also use this type of laser, and do maybe like 6 sessions with like a person who really knows what they're talking about and like is professional kind of thing. Or I might go back to waxing, but yeah, I'm gonna like see how my hair grows and then kind of like figure it out, and hopefully it actually doesn't really come back like that, because it's been a lot. And I feel like by going to a budget place and going to however many sessions, it's like having to go to more sessions, the money probably adds up to like if you just went to like a place and just did it. Do you know what I mean? You guys to now rush and go and then be like, oh, my experience wasn't great, or it wasn't, like, I wasn't fully transparent. So yeah, that's me keeping it real. And I pay for my sessions as well. They're not sponsored, thank God, so I can just be honest. But yeah, if you have any questions, leave them down below and I will respond. Make sure you watch the other 2 videos if you haven't. And yeah, I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye.